not know about Black Girl Shower Talk. I had no idea that this was a thing, that people were actually interested in the way that we shower, and that not everybody showers in the same way that we do. I was unaware, and I have gone down a rabbit hole, and I'm here for it. So grab your towels and your African net sponges, and let's dive in. Hey sugar, I'm Roll Black Magnolia, your favorite bougie babe, bringing you all your bougie and budget-friendly tips and faves and a little bit of everything in between. So I'm sick as a dog right now. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice, but that is not going to stop me from sharing my shower routine with you. Apparently, we Cocoa Queens are out here in the world bathing in a manner that is unfamiliar to others. I bathe the way that I was taught to bathe. So listen, we've all heard the "do you wash your legs" question that was viral on the internet for a while. We are past that. We are all washing legs. We are washing from head to toe. That's not a thing. But how you're washing and what you're doing, that's very important. So when my babies are little, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you give them their full first bath. But once you do, you got to make sure you get in those little crevasses and get all the little like milk spit up and like all the little neck cheese and all the fold cheese that the little chubby bubbies have. Clean all that out. Then you wash them. After you wash them, you put the baby oil in their hair, and then you powder them up because you don't want any chafing in the diaper area, in their little armpitties, or in their neck. You want to keep that dry and smelling fresh. You lotion them head to toe, and then you snuggle them and you snip the tops of their heads because that's magic. Like the top of the baby's head, the little swirly part, it's magic. Anyway, I don't understand, like, if you bathe your babies like that, why you wouldn't take care of your own skin like that. I think that we only look at skincare as something that we do from the neck up. That is a lie that you have been fed. Skincare is a whole body affair. Now, for starters, a lot of people do the dry brush method. I know my daughter does that. I don't have time to dry brush my body. I just don't. I mean, if I felt really like alive one day, I might, but on the whole, dry brushing is not something that I'm gonna do. I don't think I have time for that because I exfoliate in the shower. I'm gonna break down my shower routine step by step for you here. It's super simple, but my skin is always baby smooth. To the point where I had somebody touch me once and she asked me if my whole body felt like it did on my arm. I had to ask her not to touch me because we didn't know each other like that. And then I let her know that it did, in fact, all feel like that everywhere. I digress. I start my shower with my exfoliating gloves on and my Dr. Bronner's Lavender Pure Castile Soap Body Wash. And I scrub myself all the way down real good. So every shower that I take, I am using exfoliating gloves. I have 3 pair and I rotate them out every 2 days. So I will use them in the shower, rinse them in scalding hot water, use them for one more shower, then throw them in the laundry, wash them, rotate the clean pair in. Scrub, scrub, scrub. And I like to make sure I get a nice coarse exfoliating glove because sometimes you get the cheap ones and they really don't do anything. But if you get the right kind, that's why I don't worry about dry brushing beforehand because I am actually going to double exfoliate in my shower and I don't need to dry brush before. So I use my exfoliating gloves and my cleanser, the Castile soap, clean my whole body. Then I go in with my Tree Hut, and I had to grab my notes on this one because I wanted to make sure I said it right. It is the Tree Hut Cocoa Colada Shea Sugar Coconut Body Scrub. So I have exfoliated with my Castile soap and my gloves, rinse my gloves out, take them off, and then I exfoliate all over again with my Cocoa Colada Tree Hut, whatever, that thing. I love that stuff because it's not just an exfoliant, it also has a nice oil in it that makes your skin feel so smooth after you've done it. I mean, you can feel it while you're in the shower. I feel like it's got some kind of an oil in it. I don't know exactly what the ingredients are, but my son looked it up and he says that it's less bad for me than the Dove body scrub that I was using. It's fantastic. It's good stuff. So I use the Tree Hut Cocoa Colada Sugar Scrub after I have cleansed, rinse all of that off. Now, like with our hair, after you have cleansed your hair and cleaned all of the dirt out of it, it can tend to be a little stripped, so we condition it to put back moisture and hydration, right? Why wouldn't we do that with our body? So I have now cleansed and double exfoliated in the shower, and I'm going to now condition. And so to do that, I use Olay Collagen Infused Firming Body Wash. It is a collagen peptide serum complex. Girl, you know I can't see. It is the Olay Body Wash Elasticity Boosting Collagen Peptide Serum Complex. And it smells fantastic. It is good stuff. And that is what I essentially use as a conditioner on my body after I have cleansed and double exfoliated. Now I am using a collagen peptide serum all over the rest of my body to firm up that skin. And then after I get out of the shower, I don't rub dry, I pat dry, because like I said, that Coca Colada has an oil in it, and I've got that body conditioner that I've used. So I'm gonna pat dry and leave myself kind of damp, because the next step works best when you are kind of damp, and that is your lotions and oils and potions. Because why wouldn't you? Also, in the shower, when you are showering yourself, make sure you are taking your toes and spreading them out and washing in between all there, because why not? Like, just scrub it all. Get in between the toes and do all the things. Next step, I am going to use witch hazel in all of my intimate areas, because nobody needs to be funky, especially at my big age. Going out in the street ripe is unacceptable. I know better. I'm almost 50. Going out stanky is not okay. Witch hazel is going to help you keep yourself smelling fresh all day. Just put it on a cotton pad, give it a couple of swipes in all of the areas, and then be done. You can use it in your underarms as well. I typically don't do the witch hazel in my armpits though, only because they are a little bit more sensitive than my other parts. So I skip it there, but put it in all of my intimate areas to keep myself feeling clean and fresh. Then I go and I do my body lotion and oil. So I use the Vaseline Intensive Care body oil and the Nivea Blue Jar cream. I had to get my notes back because I want to actually tell you exactly what it is I'm using. So if you go to the link in my description box below for the Amazon storefront, click on it and it's going to take you to the shower favorites list, and you'll be able to go there and grab all of this stuff. So I use the big blue jar of Nivea cream, not the body lotion that comes in the pump, but the kind you got to like scoop in and get. There are other body oils that I like that I use for scent. The Vaseline Intensive Care body oil and the Nivea cream, I kind of turned it into like a paste. I'm gonna insert here what it looks like when I do it, and I mix that together. And I basically do my body in thirds. So I take the whole top half of my body and I do it. Then I do from my waist to my thighs down, and then I go down to my legs and do all that. And that's how I can judge how much product that I'm gonna need all over my hands. But I don't like to go through and do the oil and then do the lotion. It's too much. So I just mix the two together, make my little pasty concoction, and put it all over my body. Yes, you are going to feel slick, especially when it's hot, but that's okay because it's gonna melt into your skin, and you can either feel hot or you can look old. Pick. You wanna make sure you are getting everything good and earled up next. Those of us who have been blessed with a little more, yeah, here's the deal. If you're big chested, you need to powder up. At my highest weight that I've ever been, I was at about 305 pounds, but I've always been big chested. I've had 2 C-sections, 5 babies, especially during the summertime. I don't want to be sweaty in the parts. So we are powdering in any area that hangs over. I had a friend and her mom used to call it, and I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, I may have to bleep it out, sopa de tetas. So yeah, chick soup. Anything underneath here, it's gonna get wet and drippy. And you don't want that, because if you've ever forgotten to powder underneath and you're just standing out somewhere and you just start to feel like a trickle down and you're like, why is everything wet? And then you realize it's because you forgot to powder. Anything on your body that has an underneath to it needs to be powdered, okay? So you have powdered, you have lotioned and oiled, and now if you want to give yourself another layer of body oil that's going to have a fragrance to it, the Nativa Spa. First one is the quinoa and the next one is the black plum. I will layer that on me all day long and twice on Sundays because they smell fantastic. The way that I decide whether or not I am going to use the Nativa is what fragrance I'm actually going to be putting on after. Because if you have watched my other video on layering your scents properly, that I will link in the card right here for you, you'll know that you want to make sure that you are not layering scents on top of each other that are going to fight one another and not blend well, and you're going to end the day smelling like a Crayola factory of perfume, and you don't want that. You want to smell elevated. So if I'm going to wear one of those scented body oils, I want to make sure whatever fragrance I'm going to be layering on top of it is going to complement it. If I'm not going to be wearing something that's going to complement it, I'm going to skip it. And because I've already got body oil in that is not scented, I can then go ahead and put on all of my other perfume and all that good stuff. The reason that I like to use unscented oil and unscented body lotion is because I want to have that freedom to smell how I want to smell as far as like what fragrance I'm going to put on. And then if there's an oil that I want to use to layer, I can definitely do that. But I'm not always adding a second oil to my skin when I'm gonna go ahead and add perfume. The honorable mention for body wash is the Natrium or the Natrium Glow Getter body wash. They have a whole line of different body washes that do different things. Firming, hydrating, the Glow Getter, all of these different things, but that is a really great line. I will also have that linked in my Amazon storefront for you as well. I do use a liner because, again, I've had 5 babies, and sometimes I pee a little bit when I laugh. It's not sexy. My pelvic floor is kind of like, have you guys ever been to like one of those trampoline parks with your kids or your grandkids or your nieces and nephews? Yeah, real flexible. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is now. So sometimes I laugh. I sneeze, like right now with my cold. Things happen as you get older, and they're not always sexy, but we can make sure they are not stinky. So I use a panty liner. It is what it is. And I sprinkle a little bit of that powder in my panty liner as well. And you change it out every couple hours just to make sure you are staying fresh and clean throughout your day. Like I said, I use the exfoliating gloves. Some other things that you can use: a washcloth. Get you a washcloth. If you are using a washcloth to wash your body, only use it one time. Then throw that bad boy in the washing machine. Do not use it twice. It is gonna hold a lot more dirt and must in it because it's not as porous as like the gloves or a net. Don't do that. Your other option is the African net sponge. I know everybody is using these. It's basically like an unraveled loofah, but you wanna make sure you are getting the kind that has the good knots in the center, because that's gonna make sure it's really got that open weave pattern, and it is not going to hold in all that bacteria and all that yuck. And that helps you get back here like this, and like that, and like this. I haven't used one of those in a really long time. I do love it. I just haven't had the time to order another one yet, and I'm probably going to now that I'm talking about it because I miss it. You're gonna be super clean. Your skin is gonna thank you. You are gonna feel so moisturized. You are gonna smell so amazing. Your skin is going to feel like butter all day long. I can't tell you how many compliments I always get when people brush by me accidentally, and they say, "Oh, you're so smooth." And I say, "Why, yes, I am." And that is my shower routine. It sounds like a lot. I remember I shared this routine with a friend of mine, and she was like, "I absolutely don't have time to do that." And I said, "You absolutely do. If you have time to go and get your Botox, if you have time to go and get your facial or your exfoliating peel or your lip filler or whatever hydroplane facial laser show thing you're gonna do, you have time to take a few extra steps in your shower routine to make sure your skin is moisturized and that you feel fantastic and that you smell amazing afterward." And if you feel amazing after watching this video, sugar, make sure you head down to that like button, click it, then slide on over to the subscribe button, click that too, turn on your notification bell, and that way you will never ever miss an upload. And let me know in the comments if you have tried an African net sponge, if you have tried this kind of shower routine before, or if you're going to start implementing parts of the shower routine into your daily routine. And I will see you in the next video.